Hello my beautiful family, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing how some of the accounting errors can be corrected. Please stay tuned. Make sure you watch to the end so that you can see how the errors can be corrected. And don't forget to like, share and comment. And if you are coming across this video for the first time, please do subscribe. So we are going to take a practical exercise on correction of errors. So we have the following errors were discovered in the books of Binsila Ltd. Limited at the end of so we have an application exercise. Please, I'm going to leave the exercise in my description box so that you can actually see and relate to the solution. We have the following errors were discovered at the end of year in Binsila Enterprise Ltd. 31st December 2024. The first error was purchases of a computer by check was correctly recorded in the cash book and purchases of goods account. So it was correctly recorded. It means the double entry was actually respected. But instead of recording in instead of creating the computer's account, it was sent to purchases account. So we need to correct this error. The work required says correct the above errors using the general journal. I have already presented my general journals on a chalkboard. The other whiteboard, my board markers, I don't know what has happened. It doesn't want to come out, so I'm going to use the chalkboard. I'm going to use the other side, which is made up of the chalkboard. I've already presented my general journal. So the first thing to do is to write Binsila Ltd. General Journal. And we write the date 31st December 2024. Remember, this date is quite important. And also remember that the general journal is the seventh subsidiary books which records the correction of errors, acquisition of fixed assets on credit, adjustment entries in preparation of financial statements, and so on. So to correct this error, we are supposed to deal only with the computer and purchases account. Since in the cash book, the bank was correctly recorded. So we have here the serial number because we don't have the dates. Only the numbers are given to us. Then we have here details. Details or description or narration. We have here the debit and the credit. We start. We have transaction number 1. So it concerns only the computer and purchases of goods. We need to bring the computer in the establishment and cancel that amount from the purchases account, which simply means we debit computer and credit purchases of goods. And narration is being correction of error of principal. And we write the amount. It was 600,000. So here we debit 600,000. And here we credit 600,000. Remember in my previous videos, one of the videos, I said that debit and credit simply means add and subtract depending to the account type. So here we are crediting these purchases of goods to show that we are going to decrease the amount in the purchases account. Okay, we go to the next transaction, which is a payment of MBA by cash, 650,000, was correctly recorded in the cash book, but was recorded in Boo's account. So here you see the people that an enterprise pays is a supplier. So you see that there are two suppliers in that enterprise, MBA and Boo. When they paid MBA, they instead went and recorded that they paid by Boo's account. So this is an error of, you first of all need to know which error was committed so that you know how to correct it. This is an error of commission which has to be corrected. In correcting this error, we need to bring Boo's account. That means we need to debit Boo's account and credit MBA's account, because now it will be shown that we have reduced MBA's debt instead of keeping it at the normal rate. So to correct it, we write transaction number 2. We have here MBA and we have Mbu being correction of error of commission. So we debit the amount of Mbu, which was 650,000. And we credit Mbu's account with 650,000. You will see here that since we have debited Mbu, you remember when the enterprise is paying the supplier, the normal recording is the supplier is supposed to be debited, while the corresponding entry account, whether it's by cash in hand or cash equivalent, is supposed to be credited, because the cash is leaving the enterprise and the supplier's debt is equally reducing. So since we instead went and recorded in Boo's account, we are supposed to bring Boo to the credit side, and then so that Boo's account will remain the way it was. We will take this 650 and add it to what has been there, so that it will take you back to the initial amount that Boo was the enterprise was owing Boo. Then we debit number to show that we have reduced Boo's account. The next transaction is cash deposit into the bank. 425,000 francs CFA was correctly recorded, but with an amount of 245,000. This is an error of transposition. They have transposed 2 and 4. So 4 has taken the place of 2 and 2 has taken the place of 4. So the first thing we need to do here is to look for the difference. We take 400 and I'm going to use this place. We take 425,000 minus 245,000. If we subtract here, we have 0, 0, 0. 5 minus 2. 5 minus 5, we have 0. 2 minus 4, it cannot go. We take 1, it's 12. So we have 8 here, and it was 3. So we are left with 1. So it's 180,000 that has not been recorded. So if we divide this, like I said, with the error of transposition, the amount is always divisible by 9. If we divide this by 9, you will see that we have 20. So in the error of transposition, the amount is supposed to be always divisible by 9. So we should not confuse the error of transposition with error of original entry. We have the serial number already, which is number 3. And now it was transposed. Was the amount overstated or understated? You will discover here that the amount was understated by 180,000. So we need to use that 180,000 to make up the amount that is supposed to be there in their various accounts. So we have cash deposit into the bank. we are supposed to, cash is actually reducing from the enterprise to make the cash at bank increase. So we are supposed to do the normal double entry principle, and we add up the amount. So we are going to debit bank and credit cash. Narration is being correction of error of transposition. With the amount 180,000. We credit cash 180,000. So you see the amount here. So, like my learners will always ask me, what if the amount is overstated? What happens to it? How are we going to record it? That takes us to the next transaction, which says sales of goods on credit to Ngo 230,000 was correctly recorded, but with an amount 320,000. You see that those amounts have also been transposed. If we take 320,000 minus 230,000, we will have 90,000. Remember I said this amount, the difference must always be divisible by 9. So we'll use the 90,000 to adjust to correct that error. In correcting this error, now since the amount was overstated, we need to reduce it from the various accounts. To reduce it, that means to subtract it, we are going to do the reverse entry. We have sales account and Ngo. So since we have sales account and Ngo, we are going in normal circumstances respecting the double entry principle, Ngo is debited while sales is credited. So we are going to do the reverse so as to reduce the amount of Ngo and sales. And this is how it is done. We take here transaction number 4. We have here sales Ngo being correction of error of transposition. With 90,000. 90,000. And we close this one. Next transaction, which was cash purchases of goods, was completely omitted from the books with an amount of 150,000. Okay, when a transaction has been completely omitted, we need to just simply do our double entry principle. We just simply need to analyze that transaction. So we have the cash and the purchases of goods. So cash is going out, and once an asset is going out, we credit. So transaction number 4, we have purchases of goods here. I'm going to write just purchases because of, okay, and with cash. The narration is being correction of error of omission. Amount 150,000. 150,000. So we move to the next transaction. The last transaction for the day, which is cash received from customers, was completely reversed, worth 850,000. To correct this error, we need to reverse it. But we cannot just reverse it, because if we reverse it, we will be canceling the amount that was recorded. And now we also need to bring it. In some cases, I will tell the learners that when you first of all cancel it, you go down to the next stage and then you bring it inside. But as a proper accountant who is dealing with figures, you just simply need to know that you multiply the figure that you have by 2. Which means if we take 850,000 times 2, we will have 1,900,000, and we reverse the amount. We have cash received, so we are supposed to have here cash and customers. So we debit here 1,900,000, and we credit here 1,900,000, and we narrate being correction of error of complete reversal. Entry. And we are going to end here. So in general, our debit is supposed to be equal to the credit. So if we add all, you will see that we have the same amount. Thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for more content coming up, more accounting stuffs coming up, more financial stuffs coming up, anything that has to do with businesses. Stay tuned. And if you have a question, please leave it in the comment section. If you have a worry, leave it